Hello everyone, welcome to my video. I am your host Yuvraj, and today in this video we are going to do a very interesting podcast with someone who is not a human, but yes, he can do human-like conversation. Yes, I am talking about ChatGPT. So this video is going to be very interesting, and definitely people who know about ChatGPT going to get some more information about ChatGPT. And for people who don't know about ChatGPT, this video is going to introduce to a tool which is going to be very useful in your daily life. Without further ado, let's start our conversation with ChatGPT. Hi ChatGPT, welcome to our podcast.
Hello, everyone. I'm ChatGPT, an AI language model created by OpenAI. My role is to understand and generate text based on the input I receive. I can assist with a wide range of topics, from answering questions and explaining concepts to helping with creative writing and coding. I'm here to engage in meaningful conversations and provide valuable insights. I'm thrilled to be part of today's episode with you, Raj.
Let's start with how ChatGPT works, and I want you to explain this in very simple word to our audience that how ChatGPT work and what sort of work they can do with the help of ChatGPT.
All right, here's a simplified version for a video audience. ChatGPT is like a really smart assistant that understands language. It reads a lot of information from books, websites, and other places, and uses that knowledge to answer questions or help with tasks. When you ask it something, it doesn't know everything, but it uses what it's learned to give a good answer. Now, what can it do? ChatGPT can help with writing emails, creating documents, answering questions, coding, making plans, and even explaining complicated topics in an easier way. It's like having a helpful tool that can assist with many different kinds of jobs.
I want you to ask a very interesting question. Tell us something which is very surprising and people don't know about ChatGPT.
Here's something surprising about ChatGPT that most people don't know. ChatGPT doesn't actually think or know like a human. Instead, it's really good at recognizing patterns in language. When you ask it something, it predicts the most likely response based on the patterns it has learned. It's not pulling from a huge database of facts or searching the web in real time. It's just making really good guesses based on what it has seen before. Also, here's a fun fact. ChatGPT can help you write poetry, code, solve problems, and even create recipes. But it doesn't have opinions or emotions, even if it sounds like it does sometimes. It's all just part of the language it's learned. Surprising, right?
This is a very interesting question I want to ask. So when AI-based chat system were introduced in the market, there were a lot of discussion going on about the job it's going to take and the impact of AI going to be on the job market. So what is your view on it? How do you see the rise of AI going to impact the job market?
The rise of AI is definitely going to reshape the job market in a significant way. I think on one hand, AI will automate many repetitive or mundane tasks, which could lead to certain jobs becoming obsolete. Jobs in data entry, manufacturing, and even some aspects of customer service may see a reduction in demand. However, on the other hand, new opportunities will emerge. AI will likely create jobs in fields like AI ethics, data science, machine learning engineering, and even areas we can't predict yet. It's similar to how computers replace some roles, but also gave rise to the tech industry as we know it. There will also be a shift in the skills required for many jobs. More people might need to learn how to work alongside AI tools, managing or improving them, rather than being replaced by them entirely. I think it's important to focus on reskilling and adapting to the new environment AI will bring. The transition might be difficult, but with the right approach, it could lead to more efficient industries and a better work-life balance. So what's your view on this? How do you think AI will impact the job market?
I believe that technology innovation often shifts certain tasks from human to machine and it makes our work more efficient and manageable. However, I don't think so that it leads to job loss. Instead, I think it's create new opportunities in new emerging area. I remember the history of computer, like when computer was introduced in the market, and at that time also there was fear in the people about job loss going to happen due to the computer. But if you will see today, like most of us are working on the computer, and there were a lot of jobs created by the computer. I think the key is to stay yourself updated with the latest technology and innovation and learn how to utilize them best for your work and advantage.
That's a great perspective, and I agree. It's clear that technological innovation, like AI or computers, often brings about a shift rather than a loss. As you mentioned, AI will probably do the same, taking on repetitive tasks while opening up roles in fields we can't yet fully predict. Your comparison to the computer era really highlights that point. What was once feared became something integral to our work and lives. How did you first start using ChatGPT, and what has your experience been like with it?
Okay, so when I started using ChatGPT, I came to know about ChatGPT through a reel I was watching on Instagram, and then I started using it. I tried it with some small prompt like write an email for me, write a message for me, like this. And then I tried it for my coding, and when I use it for my coding, I was shocked because that result was so amazing. I was shocked that how can this write code very accurate. And then I started using for refactoring my code, and while using it on daily basis, I become more and more trained about how to use ChatGPT, how to give proper prompt, and how can I get much more better result from the ChatGPT. So like if you start using it on daily basis, you will get more trained about how to utilize the ChatGPT best for you.
It's impressive how you started with small tasks and then moved on to coding and refactoring with ChatGPT. It sounds like you've really mastered how to get the most out of it. Have you found any specific techniques or prompts that work particularly well for you?
What I have learned using ChatGPT is that if you have a very complex problem which you want to get resolved from ChatGPT, just divide your problem into small pieces and then ask it. Because if you will ask your complex problem in once in ChatGPT, sometime will not take all your text, and sometime it will not give you that much good result. So if you can divide your problem into small problems and then get resolved from the ChatGPT, you will get much more better response from the ChatGPT.
That's a really smart approach. Breaking down complex problems makes it easier for ChatGPT to handle each part and provide clearer, more accurate answers. Give me an example of how you divide a problem into smaller parts to get it solved with ChatGPT. How does that process work for you?
Yeah, so like for example, I just wanted to give you an example how to break your problem into small pieces. Like for someone like who is from the technical background, suppose you are creating a login page. So first what you will do, you just ask a simple page for HTML where you can enter email and password, and you will have a login button. Then if you want to apply some CSS and you want to apply some particular styling, then ask for the styling code. Then if you will have, like if you want to integrate any API on that code, so just simply tell your ChatGPT that you want to integrate this particular API on this code, so it will help to integrate that API. And then if you want to know how to handle that response which you are sending through the API, you can also get that information from ChatGPT. So this way you can divide your problem into small pieces and you can get your problem resolved from the ChatGPT. And if the same thing you will ask in once, that I want a login page and I want to send this information and I want this styling, so you are not going to get much better response, and sometimes even you are not be able to finish that task with the help of ChatGPT. But if you will divide your problem into small pieces, you will definitely get much better response.
That's a really effective way to break down the task. By focusing on each step individually, like first getting the HTML, then asking for CSS, and finally addressing the backend logic, you make sure everything works smoothly and you get the best possible response from ChatGPT.
Okay, so apart from like technical things and writing email, ChatGPT can also do creative things like writing poem, writing a song. So if you'll ask ChatGPT to write a poem, he can write poem as well. Like if I will give for an example, let's ask ChatGPT to write a poem for our viewers, to ask them if they like the video, to ask them in a poetry way to like and subscribe the channel.
A unique poem for your viewers. With every view, you make a smile. So hit that like and stay a while. If you love what you see, don't keep it inside. Share the joy, let it spread far and wide. And if you want more, there's one thing to do. Subscribe to the channel. We've got more for you.
You can use ChatGPT in any other language also. It is not necessary that it will only respond in English and it only understand English. You can use it in any other languages. So if you know Hindi, it can respond in Hindi as well. So for my viewers, I just want to give an example. So I just want you to write the same poem what you have write in English.
Absolutely. यहाँ एक कविता है आपके दर्शकों के लिए. आपके प्यार से ही चैनल की ये रौनक है. लाइक दबाएं और इसे बनाएं खास. वीडियो को शेयर करें, सब तक पहुंचाएं, सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि हम और भी लाएं. हर नए वीडियो में मिलेंगे नए रंग. आपके साथ हमारा सफर है बहुत उमंग.
So yes, I'm done with my podcast with ChatGPT, and I just wanted to give you a small example like what type of things you can do with the ChatGPT. Even you can do a podcast as well. So I'm done with my podcast with the ChatGPT, and I hope everyone would have got some more information about ChatGPT. For people who already know ChatGPT, who are tech savvy, I know they know how to use ChatGPT, but I also want this video to reach to the people who don't know ChatGPT, who are not using it much, so they can also get the advantage of using ChatGPT, and they can also get more information about such tools. And so thank you ChatGPT for being the part of our podcast. We are really thankful that you give us that wonderful podcast, and I hope our audience would have also find this conversation very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could be a part of your podcast. I hope your viewers enjoy the content and find it insightful. Thanks for having me.